Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. We are in North Eugene at the Steel Pail Growler Station. This is in the Delta neighborhood, the newest neighborhood tap room. And we're going to introduce you to our new guest host that's here for the night. You're going to recognize her, you'll remember her. We'll show you a medical procedure you may not want to see, but you need to do. And we're going to show you how you can get a turkey and help a local organization at the same time. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. I love the fact that Oregon now has tap rooms and places where you can take a growler in, get beer that you may not even be able to find in a bottle, and take it home and enjoy it yourself. They also here at Steel Pail have a room here where you can come in, taste, sit, enjoy yourself, and then take your stuff home. Let's go meet the owners. All right, guys, we're here.
Hey.
This is Jeff Bourdage, and this is Brian.
Hey.
So Brian and I know each other from the gym. We hang out at the gym and work out, allegedly.
My dad, my uncle, and I are the ones that started it.
And you're trying to create like a neighborhood thing, a place where people here in this area, because there's nothing really out here for people.
Yeah, exactly. You know, living out here in North Eugene, in order to get a beer, you got to go downtown, you got to go to the Wit, which are excellent areas, but we just wanted something close to home. Got about 36 beers on tap, and that includes wine, cider, and mead.
So why'd you go to business with your kid? I mean, what were you thinking, Jeff, you know?
Well,
That's a good question.
My real job is an accountant, and I've always wanted to start my own business. And after 36 years, I hadn't started one until I found the right partner. So that's what I really needed. And he was the instigator behind it.
Why do you think this is so popular now, tap houses and places like this, what you're doing here? Why do you think this works?
It allows people to try beer that they normally don't get in the stores. You know, instead of going in and looking at a label and saying, oh, this looks cool, let's try it, and it's not a very good beer, this allows you to actually come in and try different styles of beer and then take one home with you. You know, and it's an affordable way to do it. It allows you just to try, you know, as many different types as you want. So.
And I think craft beer on tap is really a different taste than having bottled. And I think that's what drives a lot of our customers.
Yeah.
They love that draft beer taste, and you can't get it out of a bottle no matter how you try.
Yeah, I mean, it's reusable, it's recyclable. You know, it's very Eugene, it's very green, which is nice. You know, we're not contributing glasses, you know, every day to being recycled and stuff like that. So.
What do people like about being able to come? I mean, I see people just walking in off the streets and saying, you know, coming in and picking up a growler. And it's kind of nice that you can do that now in Oregon.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was new legislation that just passed allowing for not only beer growlers, but also wine growlers to be filled, so people could come in and fill their growlers and take it home. And you know, it's really becoming a social aspect. Craft beer is just really growing in the Northwest and Eugene specifically. And it just allows, you know, you come in and you fill it up and then you take it home, and then there's tasting parties. People are starting to do tasting parties at their house, and really just kind of really, you know, sharing what we have to offer here.
Hey, Eric, you know what? I think that's Shelley Kurtz from Pail. She used to work at Pail. Come here. Hey, wait. Oh, these are the ladies from the gym. This is Ellen, my insanity teacher. Oh my gosh, you guys are all here. This is awesome. How are you? You guys are great. But look, this is Shelley Kurtz.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
Rick.
gosh. You know,
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Shelley and I, you can stand up. Shelley and I started, when I was an intern,
Oh, that's right.
I was an intern at KGW
go
when I was
way
in
back.
college.
We
and
go
she was
way
the
back.
I know, you were the weekend anchor. Thank you for coming in. It's such a surprise to see you, and you're going to be hosting tonight with us.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, and it shouldn't be
What's-
such a surprise. So I brought a contract for you to sign. I've
Oh.
learned from experience that I need a lengthy contract.
And something that's ironclad, don't you?
Something that's
So you need me to
ironclad.
sign that before we can start?
That's right. Do you mind?
I talked to Brian, and he said he'd take you in the cooler, too.
Fabulous.
It's a refrigerator you will want in your home. It's one of those.
I'm all for it.
Well, it's really good to have you.
It's good to be here. Thank you for asking me, Rick. Really, he asked me to join me. Okay, would you sign?
So what are you doing now? Because people ask me all the time, when they want to know what Shelley Kurtz is doing. What are you up to?
Right. Well, I am for about the last year, I'm the marketing director for Neurospine Institute. We do neck and back pain.
Okay.
And we've got a lot of neurosurgeons and orthopedic spine surgeons. So we do this if there's a problem with this, or we do your back.
And so you're the marketing person for that.
I am.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. Every day's different.
There is
It's
life
great.
after television, isn't there?
There is life after television, and it's great. It's just been great.
Well, I'm glad to see it. It's good to see you're doing so well. You look great.
Thanks. Kind of no blonde. My hair's grown out. I don't have to keep it short anymore.
Mine's what you call steel blonde.
Hey, yeah, it works for me. It looks good.
This is my friend David Schmid. We're running down on the bike path. You guys hear me talk about running, and one day he goes by, I get on the other side of the river, he comes back by, and then you Facebook me.
Yeah.
He says, hey, Rick, we should go run sometime together. So now we're like Thursday running buddies. Mustache is looking good.
Yep. It's looking darker than yours right now.
yeah, thanks. And the whole idea is men's health issues. It's testicular cancer, prostate cancer. It's awareness, to bring awareness to people to talk about it. So, but you came up with an even bigger idea.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking, if I'm going to take it off, I'm going to make an event out of it.
And here's Don Rich. This is perfect timing. We invited him in to talk about it. He is a barber in town, Analog Barbershop, and you're going to shave us off.
I am going to shave you guys and shave these mustaches off.
So what do you do? This is like the old-fashioned kind of shave, isn't it?
Yeah, this is hot lather, hot towels, straight razor, laid back in a barber chair. This is good stuff. Okay, for $20, you get a hot towel shave. 5 of that I'm going to give back to
The Willamette Valley Cancer
Yes.
Institute.
And we'll start off at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll go all day. You can trickle in, but it should be a good time.
As we get older, and you're still 29, but I'm over 50 now, and we need to go have the colonoscopies done. So we recently produced a video for the doctors in town, and and I was the guinea pig.
The patient?
I was the patient because after prostate cancer, I've learned that the best way to do this is to show folks and to make it so it's not scary.
And advocate for yourself.
Right, and
That's
say, this is what you got to do. So I warn you, you're going to see things that you didn't really ever think you need to see.
Good afternoon, Rick. Good seeing you.
Hi, Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
A colonoscopy is not one of the aspects of turning 50 most of us get all that excited about.
Most of the time, patients will say that the procedure itself, after this point, is a piece of cake. Okay? It's all getting ready for that with drinking that stuff and fasting. That's the hardest thing.
After fasting for 24 hours, it's time to begin the preparation.
All right. Here we go.
There's a whole day you have to drink liquids, and then you have to drink some substance that will actually purge the bowels. We need all of that material out of your colon for us to get a good look. So I think there's a lot of people who hesitate for that reason alone.
We're not going to show you the rest of this part. We'll catch up with you tomorrow at the clinic.
You check in, have you of course change into a gown. They'll start an IV for us to give you IV fluids and also give you sedation. And then you're taken into a special room, which is where the procedure is.
Yeah, how far in do you go?
We want to go all the way to the beginning of the colon, which is where your appendix lives. So it's about, if you will talk distance, about 5 or 6 feet, depending how you measure it.
Once the doctor administers the sedative, I didn't feel or remember a thing.
The resolution on this scope is very good. We can see polyps just 1 or 2 millimeters in size, which if you look on a ruler is pretty small. So we have to actually go from the anus, advance it sort of up the tunnel, if you will, to get to the way over here, which is what we call the cecum, or the beginning of the colon.
5 to 8% of Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer in their lifetime. That's about 1 in 15 people.
We slowly come out, look at all the walls of the colon, if you will, look at all the all the surface area. We're looking for polyps, which are little growths of tissue. They look like warts almost. They could be potentially precancerous growths. And we look for anything that might be abnormal.
Colon cancer is one of the only cancers that the death rate is actually dropping. Colon cancer is also one of the only cancers you can prevent with this type of procedure.
Which is pretty astounding if you think about it, and pretty exciting. But people don't recognize that that's, what's the price of that sort of assurance and that process? Well, the price is drinking some stuff, going to the bathroom, being on a liquid diet, and going through a colonoscopy once every 10 years or so. That's not that big a deal.
Still, of the people who should be getting screened with a colonoscopy, only about 50% are actually doing so.
And I think part of that is the privacy issue. Like, okay, it's not in private, in polite company, you don't mention anything about anuses or rectums or colons or bowels or prostate or...
The experts at Eugene Gastroenterology Consultants are trying to demystify the colonoscopy with some creative, innovative, and sometimes humorous public education campaigns.
As I mentioned, sort of the puritanical view of, oh, you know, let's not talk about that. But they didn't talk about breast cancer 50 years ago. It was a taboo topic. You know, it's like, oh, don't ever talk about breast. That's not what you talk about in polite company. But you know, if you look at what's changed over the years, that view has changed, and appropriately so.
The hope is the more comfortable we become talking about these issues, the more normal the colonoscopy will be. The colon conversation is slowly changing.
The biggest reason is to hopefully prevent colon cancer from forming. Or the other reason, which is obviously plan B, is to catch it earlier. Because the earlier we catch colon cancer, the more treatable it is.
Our name's the Steel Pail, which is where growlers originated from.
That's how they delivered beer from the breweries. To take it home, they delivered it in steel pails. And so they'd line them up on a stick, and off they went.
And then they have little lids on top of them, and the noise is what...
That's what history says. It was created. It created a growling sound as they carried the beer.
So what do you want this to become? The neighborhood, like a community, a place where people just chat? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. A neighborhood spot where people can come in, meet friends. You know, we have a lot of business people that come in.
And our favorite customer is one who comes in and has a beer and then fills their growler and goes. And we create an atmosphere where tasting beer is part of the experience. So we offer tasters, and we encourage as many tasters as they want. Constantly changing the beer, so every time they come in, it's a new experience for them.
Yeah, I saw your cooler. It's a little larger than the average guy cooler, don't you think? And we'll be looking at that a little bit later.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
That's a whole other show.
It is, yes. We tried to go big with that one.
Yeah.
So Shelley, have you heard of Right Able?
You know, I think I never did a story on them, but I think there was an article in the paper about them recently.
There was,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
They have horses, and they provide horseback rides and lessons for folks with disabilities in our community.
That's right. Yeah,
and
fantastic program.
It is amazing what they do. And they used to be operated right out across the street from my house.
Oh, so you've got a connection.
Yeah, so I have a connection with the people that run it. But they're having a turkey fundraiser.
Okay.
So you can purchase a turkey for your Christmas dinner or any other dinner you want to have, but right now it's going to last through Christmas. It's a 12-pounder is $20, a 16-pounder is $25, and a 20-pounder is $30, and all that money goes to proceeds to the Right Able organization.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, so you're not just, I know you can get deals at the grocery store, but here's something you're actually putting into somebody else's pocket and helping
Isn't that
them.
great? That's a really good idea. Perfect for the holidays.
Charles Fisher, and he's kind of a star, really, in the duck world, in the football world. And you have a website. Talk to me about, first of all, your website, and then we'll tell them what you really do for a living.
It's fishduck.com, and we started it in order to understand the Oregon offense. For years, we've been running the spread, and nobody explained it. So a bunch of us got together and decided, let's do this. And now we've got 35 writers and editors. 100,000 hits a month.
100,000 hits a month. And this guy, you're an investment.
I'm actually been in the investment business for 30 years, do plan giving workshops.
So what do you know about football?
That's just it. I decided I didn't, and I wanted to learn, and since nobody was going to explain it, I was going to learn from other coaches and pass it along via video so that other people were learning right alongside me.
I mean, but you are really, the people who are really Duck fans, they know you. I mean, you're like a superstar to these people.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you really are, Charles. I mean, I talk to these people.
I've been told twice in the past week that it's almost a cult following among
It
Oregon
is.
fans.
People really know you, and now you're teamed up with Eugene Daily News.
Yes, Eugene Daily News is going to be helping us taking over the 35 writers and editors and managing it, since they're in that kind of business. So I can focus more on doing the analysis work with my team of coaches across the U.S.
You know, Rick, they don't serve food in here, but there's a place next door that's a Mexican restaurant, and they will, if you go in and order your food in there, they will deliver it in here, so you can enjoy the ambiance in here, along with your beer and their Mexican food.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Have you ever been to Ranchito Grill?
I don't know that I have.
It's in Springfield on Mohawk,
isn't it?
right next to McDonald's there.
Oh, yeah.
And Abe and his family run it. And it is they're one of our clients, and they're the greatest people. And they do a giveaway. So every month, if you go in there and sign up under the Rick Dancer TV sign, we have a little sign up there.
Perfect.
You put your notice in there, and it gives 2 dinners and 2 drinks for free, 1 a month. And so we have a winner this month, and it's Paula Dombrowski.
Okay.
So Paula Dombrowski, you need to get down to Ranchito Grill and collect your 2 dinners and your 2 drinks. And if you don't want them, we'll take them.
Yeah, congratulations, Paula.
This is Stacy Graves. I always talk about him on Facebook and all over the place. This is my massage therapist. This guy can take your body when you feel horrible and make you repaired. Massages, people don't understand what massage is. I think a lot of people are like, oh, that's an extra. And you really understand how the body works, the physics of how that works. So you're real good about, that's what I love about coming to you, is you know how people operate and what should and shouldn't be.
Yeah, well, you see the anatomy, how their gait is. If the hip's high, if the hip's low, shoulders low, or complain, you can't always look directly at the injury. You got to look at everything around it that's causing it. Like I said before, let's fix the problem, not treat the symptom.
There is this one little pain. Do you think you got time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Pace of it. He's going to lay on the table.
So where's it at? Right here?
Right in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Meet my massage therapist, Stacy Graves.
Massage is to heal the human body and the mind, the soul, actual muscles. It helps with lactic acid, it helps with lymphatic flow. It gets fluid flowing, it gets everything nice and relaxed. My massage is individual based. Depends on what's going on with you. I ask you questions, find out what's going on with you, find out your daily activities, what's bothering you today. Every massage is different. I don't do the same massage on everybody because everybody's different. I don't do the same pressure on everybody because everybody's different. Some people I can go deeper, other people lighter. Fibromyalgia people can have a flare-up. It's a light touch. Somebody with a sports injury, knee injury, if they're sore, I can work that out. I do stretches on them. It all depends on, I analyze what goes on and I look at the body structure when you lay down to see how your body is laying on the table. If one hip's higher, one hip's lower, let's fix the problem, not treat the symptom. So I was at a barbecue and I was just around with my buddy and he broke my neck. So next thing I know, I'm in the hospital, paralyzed from my neck down. Went through surgery. The doctor says you'll never walk in, you'll be lucky to move your arms. A few weeks later, I got arms back, went in-house physical therapy, started regaining my legs to walk, and during that time I was thinking about becoming a physical therapist, but then one of my physical therapists suggested, why don't you go on massage therapy? I'm like, how hard is it to rub somebody? Come on now. I went to school, a little more than that, so that's how I got into it. Made me feel better when they massaged me and stretched me out, and I was like, well, there's something to this, and here I am. I did concrete work. So I went from concrete to massage therapist. I've always used my hands. I've always been sports oriented, into sports, into fitness. So I think that's why I got into this. As a male massage therapist, my little venue, women are insecure about a man getting massage. Most men are insecure about another man touching them, but when somebody was injured, they says, I don't care who fixes me, and that's fix me, and that's how I got in that venue. And then I branched off from there, and that's what I do. I like helping people. That's what it is, and it's not about the money. It's not about, oh, your hour's up. I don't care about that. It's all about, when you're on my table, you're 100% my responsibility, and all attention's on you. I just like seeing people smile. I like people, I was in there, I know what their pain is. I know pain, I know when they tell me symptoms, I'm like, I've been through there, this is what I've been through, so I can relate. My favorite is when somebody comes in and they can't move, and then they get up off the table, and it's like, I'm like, that is awesome. I like seeing results. If you said, oh, I still have something right here, that's not satisfactory to me, lay back down. I didn't do my job. You came in for a reason, and if I didn't fix that, then I didn't do my job. If they don't know what massage is, they see what I do, and then they're like, oh, that's what it is?
I understand that you've got a cooler back there that I would love to have in my kitchen. Could you show it to me?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
We decided to try and maximize our space and pick the largest cooler we could find to fit in the area.
Oh my gosh, did you buy it here? Did you buy this cooler here?
Yes, we did.
Oh, good.
Yep, brand new.
Very nice. How many barrels do you have in here? Oh my gosh! Wow!
You know, this is our main core business, is keeping things cold and producing good beer, so we wanted to do it right. Got a brand new cooler. We have about 36 taps right now, and then we have spares. That's our wine.
Okay.
So that's kegged wine,
So
white
it
wine.
all is attached to this wall. Wow, that's impressive.
We label everything so we just know where it's at, where it's coming out.
Oh my gosh. This is like master control.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. We actually have a sprinkler in here. It's code to have a sprinkler system in your cooler.
Okay, tonight on the Soapbox, we're talking opening the primary. Are you sick of the Democrats and the Republicans owning the primary in Oregon? Why do they own the primary in Oregon? You pay for it, you and I pay for it. Do you know more people are registering as voters as non-affiliated voters? Yeah, that means they're not part of any party. And yet we can't participate in the primary election because the Republicans and Democrats own it. They get to decide who does that. That's not right. That's wrong. And here's the worst part. We're paying for that. You and I are paying for something we can't participate in. That's why you don't see candidates that look like you and me. That's why you don't see people with moderate views running for office. That's why you always see people that don't look like us from the far left and the far right. That's got to change. Open the primary, and I know somebody who has a plan to do just that.
I'm Mark Frohnmeyer. I'm working on an initiative to reform the democratic process here in Oregon. This is called the Fair and Unified Election System. Right now we have a divided, unfair election system. In the primary election, you can only vote for candidates that share your same major party label, which means that candidates have to appeal to the base of one or the other major party before they make their case to the entire electorate. And voters who are not affiliated with one of the two major parties, which actually make up almost a third of the population, have no voice at all in the partisan offices for the state. What this is going to do is it's going to put every candidate for an office on one ballot that every voter gets to vote on, and then voters get to cast simple approval votes. So an up or down vote on each candidate. You never have to choose in this system between the candidate that you really like and the one that you think has a shot to win. You can approve of all the candidates that you think ought to have a chance to sit for the office. Then the top two in each election move on to the general election for a runoff.
How is this different than the California and Washington open primary?
California and Washington have recently adopted the open primary, and it's similar in the sense that it's a unified ballot. So all the candidates for an office show up on the same ballot. But the open primary is sort of mathematically unfair. It only allows voters a chance to vote for one candidate, potentially out of a field of many. And so you still have the factionalization problem where two candidates that share similar values split votes, and you can end up with these really weird corner cases where, for example, two candidates may advance that don't at all represent the general will of the electorate because there were four candidates on the other side that split the vote. So in approval voting in the primary totally fixes those problems and is just a mathematically much more fair way to select two candidates out of a field of many. You got 15 seconds to hear about democracy reform.
Why are you so concerned with the current process that you're doing this?
Well, so my brother and I actually wrote up this measure a couple of years ago as a way of just sort of brainstorming on a more effective democratic process. But it wasn't until the federal government shut down in October that I finally said, enough is enough. I think we've got a reasonable fix here, and let's put it to the people. For voters, it actually enfranchises the third of us who are not affiliated with one of the two major parties. Right now, okay, yes, if you're independent, if you're non-affiliated, you get to vote in the general election. But you have no measurable say on who the two candidates are that are in contention for that job. In this system, every voter, regardless of party, gets a simple up or down vote on every candidate. We're right now in the midst of a 2-week sprint to get the first 1,000 sponsorship signatures. Those signatures will actually allow the measure to get evaluated by the Attorney General, given a name, given a description, and only once it has been evaluated by the Attorney General can the real signature gathering effort begin. At that point, we'll need to gather 87,213 signatures to put it on the ballot in 2014.
Rick, those are actually tips for other people.
Oh, I thought it was for the show.
By the way, sit up, stand up straight.
Oh,
Here's
posture,
the deal.
Miss Neurospine Institute.
Exactly right. And for this holiday season, what Neurospine is doing is it's kind of a gift to the community of good spinal health. We're offering free spinal evaluations, postural, not posterior, postural evaluations. So you can, prevent future problems.
Thanks for being here tonight. It's
Rick,
really
this
good
is really
seeing
fun.
you.
This has been really fun. Thank you so much for asking me.
Fun to be on TV again, when you can do it our way, huh?
Yeah, when we can do it
That's
our
why we
way.
love our show, because we can do whatever we want. The traditional media is doing, we do the opposite. All right, I'll see you. It's good
Thanks,
being
Rick.
here.
Yeah, thank
and don't forget where we're here from, the Steel Pail. This is the place. This is the place to be. Go check them out, and we'll see you next week. Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. We are in North Eugene in Delta neighborhood at the newest place, the Steel Pail Damn Darn Darn Ding Darn.
Back before Prohibition.
No, just go back.
Pre-Prohibition.
Just
yeah, exactly.
Are you speaking in tongues, Jeff?
I totally am.